Hey Rovers, today we are at Chesapeake Lightcraft and we're going to get a personalized tour of the facilities from John Harris. John is the CEO or the owner of this amazing production facility where they do some truly amazing kits. The Wave Rover 650, a design based on my solo ocean crossings. She's small, light, and yet easy to build, but strong enough to cross any ocean. My name's Alan Mulholland, and this is the Wave Rover story.
The reason Chesapeake Lightcraft exists is to help people build boats, whether they're building from plans, our plans, someone else's plans. We're big dealers of marine plywood and epoxy and all the sundry hardware. But of course we're known for build your own boat kits, which show up as a flat pack on your front door. And you build it in the garage, or you build it in the basement, or you build it in the shed. Quite a few get built like in the living room. I can guarantee you that happens once and never again.
Well,
it happened to me once.
Some of Wave Rover was built in the dining room. So.
Yeah. I built a center console powerboat in my den once, and I will never, ever do anything like that again.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So not everybody in the world has space to build a boat or time to build a boat. So a lot of what we do are boat building classes. The reason for the classes, obviously, is to impart skills. They're led by professional boat builders who are also instructors. It helps out folks who are maybe a little bit apprehensive about building their first boat. A surprising number of people who take classes tell us that, oh, we could do this at home, and I know they could. But the class forces you to actually open the box and get the hull assembled, which is what happens in these classes. They're about a week long, usually 5.5 days. And start Monday morning with a pile of parts, and by Saturday you're loading up an assembled boat. And you got to do the finish work at home.
So nice. I mean,
Yeah.
the folks who take 10 years to build a boat, I don't know how you can keep your focus that long.
You know, it's funny, we have this, the kind of customers we've had over the years, we have a whole subset of customers who are building airplanes. And they, during this usually 30-year period in which it takes them to build the airplane, they have this big hangar, and they tell us, oh, we got one of your kits and built it so that we could prove we could start something and finish it in a reasonable amount of time. So, a lot of it's the adventure. I don't represent building your own boat as an economy necessarily. You can build a better boat than you can buy. I think that was true in like 1965 or even 1975.
Yeah.
But
Can you put a price on the feeling of building
yeah, it's
your
the
own?
adventure. I mean,
Yeah.
so the people who are building these boats, these small boats, ours, other people's small boats, they're doing it because it's fun to build a boat.
Yeah.
It is just, and
It's a huge feeling of
Yeah.
accomplishment.
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like at the end of the day, you can point at something you did. And, speaking as someone who basically runs Excel all day now, I love to get out in the boat shop and actually make a part or something.
Right,
Because
yeah.
it gives you a great sense of accomplishment. And, it's not a birdhouse either. I mean, you can take this thing, which was, it's a combination of science and physics and sculpture and all of that, and go have adventures in it.
Right.
You can't say that about a lot of things you build at home.
Well, I always tell people, build a birdhouse first, then build
If you can build a box, you can build a boat.
Build the boat.
I tell you, I've
second.
been defeated trying to build a box before, so
Yeah.
So the classes here have been popular from the companies, the earliest years. I'm thinking it's been more than 30 years we've done classes, these one-week classes, most of them in association with the Wooden Boat School in Brooklyn, Maine. So either we're teaching there or we teach here as an off-site location for them. We also teach classes in Seattle at the Center for Wooden Boats, in Port Townsend at the Northwest Maritime Center.
Oh, nice.
Off and on, we've taught at the Great Lakes Boat Building School, and we're always looking for good spots. We'll take a tour of the class here in a second. But you have to have a lot of resources in the classroom.
I think I've got to get you up to Prince Edward Island.
Oh, well. Can we have a class next week?
Yes, okay. I'll tell my wife to expect company.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love to get up there.
Hey Rovers, if you find these videos inspirational, educational, or just downright entertaining, consider becoming a patron. It doesn't cost you anything to check it out, and there's a link in the video description. We just had an amazing tour of Chesapeake Lightcraft with John. And John, what do you think the future of small boats is going to be?
I'm seeing people abandoning big sailboats and big boats in general here in the U.S. in droves. The cost of marinas, the cost of fuel, the cost of upkeep. People have less time. They have less free time these days. The nice thing about a small boat is that, just as I said earlier, you can put it away. You know, you can pull a tarp over it. You can lean it up against the side of the house. If you've got a year when you just had a kid, or you have a big move or a big change in your job, and you take a year off from a small boat, it's fine. It'll be there. Big boats, you can't take, you know, they're always eating you out of house and home. So that's one thing. I think that people are moving to small boats. The other thing is that we're living in a golden age of build your own boats. If you just go on the web and see the kind of cool boats that are out there that are available to build, including at ChesapeakeLightcraft.com.
Yeah.
But there are, thanks to computer technology, CNC machines, you can find something super specialized that's just a perfect fit for you. And so go build a boat. Build a bunch of them, because you can just pile them up in the backyard and, you know, have a boat for every condition. Forge your own adventure.